I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the Lord.
Counter all your dishes, pots, and sports knives.
I got like this. This is like an apartment room and a hotel room. You know what I mean? This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grades. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck, you can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud, straight up out the base.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are.
Let me take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got to write it, birth the devil's redefining work.
Someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making dough, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue, guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was family, view unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of Sam is taking shots at David Berkowitz. Pussy.
Someday you'll pay the price.
A different discipline existed in this New York state of mind. Say since now, no, not the actor, but the year he's ever not. One thing in mind to grind until this gavel turns his words to mirth from Babel.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are.
Front lines is 69, I follow protocol. This kingdom built on God's bones, so I can't love Esau, and I can't fuck with y'all. I ain't gotta say it twice, you vouching for the enemy, but
Someday you'll pay the price.
look, my father ain't have a father cause of dope. I'm anti-politics cause Christ died from a vote. How the richest nation locked the homeless up for being cold. How ironic they relating smoking weed to getting stoned. You trim your ways to seek they love. I'ma bring this sword back wet with a vesta dipped in blood. Niggas giving up when they don't even give enough. Going nowhere fast, niggas always in a rush. I give them love cause my brothers lost. Christians eating, watch they brothers starve. No way I can serve another God. I give my love cause my brother's lost. Christians eating, watch they brothers starve. I can't serve another God. Cold-blooded. You know that you are. It's holy night to me. You know that you are.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The week of Passover is packed with exciting events, hosted by the I.S.U.P.K and Commanding General Yahanna. On Tuesday, a deep-sea fishing trip with the generals. Arrival and boarding time at 7:30 a.m. The boat leaves at 8 a.m. sharp. Then on Wednesday, April 13th, join us for the annual lamb slaughter from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., making sure the children of Israel have fresh lamb for the Passover. Then, after that, the I.S.U.P.K is having a fish fry from 4 p.m. until, which will lead to the scripture breakdown class with General Yahanna. Then, on Thursday morning, Hebrew Academy participants will see if they have what it takes to endure the Hebrew Academy trials. Commanding General Yahanna has something special lined up for the children with a children's party from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Come join Commanding General Yahanna on Cocoa Beach as we renew our oath unto the Lord.
Because he's supposed to understand the power of the Most High that would destroy him and will destroy him real soon. Real. That assuredly, knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, they might afterward be of good cheer. You hear that? They was of good cheer, came along with the Lord as one, and became of good cheer while tens of thousands of Egyptians died. I know y'all don't like to talk about this, but you better put this war spirit back in you, Israel. You better get that spirit back in you, man. You better get that spirit of warfare back in you, because the Lord gonna put blood on the streets of America and around this world, brother.
Followed by a hotel ballroom, all black and Hebrew Academy dinner from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then on Friday, April 15th at 5 p.m., join us for the Lord's annual Passover as commanded in the scriptures at 5 p.m. sharp. On Saturday, April 16th, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's right, we're going to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Commanding General Yahanna has it all lined up for you, Israel. Come keep the Lord's Passover. Shalom.
Yeah. Let's clap it up. Clap up the thumb. What's going on? We're all over the world here, boy. We're all over the world here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think Ash trying to come in. Ash back from Norfolk, so they should be joining in real soon. You know what I mean? They should be real soon.
Sir.
Everything going with y'all out here?
Wow, sir.
Most Christ. I know it's a late one, and we're gonna get it in. It have a whole ton of stories. What's from Kanye West to the woman who put semen in the children's cupcakes.
Yeah, concert.
Crazy stuff, man.
Like, I don't understand. That was a whole new one for me, but like semen in cupcake. Like what? What's the fun in that? Like
right.
And the Chargers should get on top of it too.
Good night,
man.
That's ridiculous. That's a whole different level of ridiculous. Yeah. That's a whole different level of ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, Captain Nash in here. Hold on. Let me see if I could work this whole thing out here.
So you want to start with that story, sir?
Which one is that?
The damn bastard devil putting the sperm in the cupcake, sir.
Oh boy, I don't know. What do you think now, Thak? What do you think, Kahan?
I'm with it. Everybody up my alley, right down Louisiana.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tie that in with the Mardi Gras today. I'm gonna go all the way. Hey, cause I just found out today that the white people were throwing Confederate flag beads off the Mardi. Black people was catching Confederate flag beads in New Orleans, and when they looked at it, they were like, "Oh my goodness, this Confederate flag!" And it happened at the mayor's some junction with the mayor of New Orleans.
Yeah.
So,
what did you say? Confederate beads?
Confederate flag beads. The story just broke today. Right when we were leaving camp, found out that we was out there going in on Mardi Gras, and found out that they were throwing, white people were throwing Confederate flag beads that said Southern heritage on the beads, and black people was catching them and was shocked when they caught the beads and looked at them and saw there was the Confederate flag.
Yeah, well, listen, I think I found one who ain't shocked. Hold on. He's smiling, taking a picture with each other. That's ridiculous. I think the boy catch the beads too.
Dang.
That's wild, man.
Come.
Yeah, we're sure you're the state we in right now. Like they really want to divide, you know what I mean, this place. They want to take it all the way back. You know what I mean? They're trying to take it all the way back where, you know what I mean, Negroes basically know the place and system. You know what I mean? Even with some of the stories that we have here. You know what I mean?
So like if I may, Cap.
Good.
When I first heard about this story with this devil putting the semen in the cupcakes, and it took me straight back to the class you taught recently about the Virginia luxuries, and it's one of the privileges of that these oppressors think they have to be sexual deviants, to be murderers, to be just complete devils on the face of the earth towards God's people. And it's just like only a sick. Okay, and this is why this story to me, when I read it, it was disgusting, but I was like, I'm glad when I seen the two faces, I was like, I'm glad it confirmed what I already knew they were. They were so-called Caucasian, because everybody could agree. I read the comments on Facebook. Everybody could agree that this is disgusting, and this is the act of a pure savage. And I was like, well, okay, now that we all agree on that, now let's agree that this is the nature of all of them. This is the nature of not just these two devils, but all these devils. And this is what they've been doing to our people. Like if they did this in 2022, I could imagine the sick things that took place when we were trying to integrate their schools. And it was just one black child and a couple of black kids integrating their schools, and what the lunch ladies was doing and what the teachers were doing.
Like it's sick. These people are savages,
Right.
and we would never do this to them.
Yeah, no, you can understand the so-called Native Indians, what they had to go through.
Right.
You know, I mean, them Native Indians in Canada, where you know, I mean, there were burial grounds of these children. You know what I mean? Why? Because they're savages.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're sexual deviant.
Right.
You understand? I know you're reading a story here in 2020, about, you know what I mean, a couple.
Right.
You know what I mean, that just, you know what I mean, off the chain.
Right.
With the sexual act. You know what I mean? It can't stay in the bedroom. It had to spill over in the classroom, in the kids' meal, everything. It can't stay in the bedroom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely can't. If I could too, like as you say, like they do their things and then they act like nothing wrong. Because the same thing Kahan was talking about, you know, I mean, look what they're saying here, you know, like this is their reaction to, you know, to the federal beads being, you know, the Confederate beads being thrown. You know what I mean? So if we are able to locate the member who threw it, she would be immediately removed from our crew. Bull.
That's right. It's Salakia. The mayor had to know about it because it was close. I think it's close to the mayor's ball or the mayor's junction they had down there in New Orleans. So, and you never know. A lot of those people that get invited to those type of events are campaign contributors, are donors. So this happened on her watch. You understand? And like I said, if you out there, if you in New Orleans and you happen to find a group of these bees, save them and bring them to the camp down there at Canal and Rampart. Bring them to the camp. We will confiscate them. We'll bring them to town hall. We'll deal with this because this is what goes on in these type of celebrations where they have to show their supremacy. You understand? And at the same time, they tell you not to talk about critical race theory. And this happened during quote unquote Black History Month.
Right.
So it's crazy because both of these stories are a watershed moment of what the civil rights and integration did to our people. That was the worst thing. We wouldn't have to worry about no cupcakes and all that with them doing that if we would have stayed segregated.
Yeah,
but
that's
thank you, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That's who you could thank for this.
Right. Now he integrated us with a cupcake full of spoons. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, Sally went to holy hand and get a cupcake full of sperms. She man sperms.
Right.
That's crazy. Listen, I think we probably didn't. We ain't got no other choice but to go to that story now. I think whoever ain't heard about it definitely want to hear the story now.
Right.
Hey, Salaki, Cap. Salam, you have sugar thumb.
Hey,
I want to throw another one in the bowl because being not to reading, we read that story about the cupcakes, but then there's another article about some rich white woman that also got busted for child pedophilia recently.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
I saw that. We're gonna pull that in the same vein with this one. I think Kahan, you posted that like a few minutes ago.
Gone. I think she had sex with I want to say like about 6 or 7 students. That's the one they know about. But she was, you know, it was ridiculous what's going on with these school. The school system is dilapidated.
Right.
Yeah.
And also they had a Black Lives member also caught on child pedophilia as well. 20 counts.
You say that again? A child in for what?
What's it called? Black Life organizer, Black Lives Matter organizer, also got busted with 20 counts of child pedophilia.
20 counts. We're gonna say about these mofos here who have 150 sex crimes. Come on, man.
Now we clearly see why they say it's good to say we ain't supposed to join ourselves to the heathen. Learn not the way of the heathen is what it says. And child pedophilia is a heathenistic thing. You know, sexual deviance that falls in line with that. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna pull it in the meantime. You know what I mean? Because like you have
Say it again, sir.
Was you able to pull the story up?
Yeah, Consul, we have the story, sir.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna just go ahead and show them the awesome couple of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's his master? What's his master baker? Bake me a pan as fast as you can. Pick it and pack it and how the damn this right?
Look, hey, when you Calvin Shock, hey, look, you drilling home, boy. Cause man, just saying they give a whole new meaning to that shit right there. Good night.
I mean, God damn, boy.
The gingerbread man, all that, it changed all the whole, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness.
This is the culprit right here. Cause like you could go at
Kawakan, sir.
Louisiana teacher admits to giving middle school students cupcakes laced with husband's sperm, takes plea deal. A Louisiana teacher is expected to spend 4 decades behind bars after she admitted.
Slack. Don't forget the former couple. Yeah, you had to read that part for them.
So wait, they broke up?
Yeah, right after it takes a plea.
Go.
Good night, boy. Go ahead, slack it.
Former couple charged with more than 150 sex crimes.
Yeah, you can't leave that out.
Right.
Damn. These is career deviants, boy.
Yeah. This is who the mayor or the governor for Maryland. He should have been going after these people.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. More than how much?
150, sir.
Yeah, that's they ain't no there's no cap for that.
Yeah.
150 sex crimes. And that's before this one.
Right, sir.
Yeah,
how okay, this is the messed up thing. I thought you're supposed to be on a registry somewhere as a sex offender if you have sex crime charges and not supposed to be around children.
Right.
Like how the hell she get a teacher in a school? Like it's almost like with them, like their past is the past until the present meets the past. You understand what I'm saying? That is it with them. Like the past is the past until they do something today. Then all of a sudden it coming up.
Exactly. If I could, and just to show that how broken, I ain't gonna say broken, how this so quote unquote justice system always favors them. Like there was no council meeting about this. There was nobody that said, you know what, hold on, let's check the background. 150. This you dealing with a serial child pedophilia ring, and I'm sure that they weren't the only ones. Like, you know, this whole thing right here, man, that because we have joined these people, our kids are subject to racial role play and even sexual role play in these schools.
Yeah.
Like it ain't enough for them just to be the kids. They have to be the teacher's pet. They have to do all these things. They have to be subject to these people's fantasies. And this is what goes on, and it don't just go on in the school system. It go on in the jobs, everywhere we close to these people at, because there's no boundaries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like 150, man. It should somebody just posted on the chat. It shouldn't even be no plea deal. 150? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Let's show you that, you know what I'm saying, they how lenient they are with their people, man. You know what I'm saying? Look what they do to our celebrities. You know, the people that they get caught one time, which is still wrong. But just to go to show you how they treat their cases with kid gloves, man. You know what I'm saying? Like 100, come on, man. It shouldn't even be no plea deal. They should be thrown under the jail. Salaki.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And listen, that's a different type of deviance right there, boy.
Yeah.
That's a whole different type of deviance right there. Like, you done collect his sperm and mix it in something and make kids. Like that's a whole other level of child molestation right there. Like, that's something you could never tell them children they ate.
Right.
That's something you could never really tell them kids that they ate, because that's like that ain't good night, bro. Listen,
right. Hey, the evil, the evil is unspeakable.
Yeah.
The evil of this place, and this is how we know what the Bible says, that this place is polluted, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine what it would be like being in detention under this type of teacher, or under kind of disciplinary action from this type of sexual deviant in school?
Yep.
Yeah, the thing that she would make those kids do, and probably all kind of things that she did for extra credit. I mean, the list go on when you're dealing with these people. Like, that's why the Lord, this is how you know that what the I.S.U.P.K. Commander General Yohanna says is right. That we are right, because we don't work for the Associated Press. We didn't make the story up. We didn't do this. We didn't frame this story. This is what they did in their school system. The school system that we fought to integrate in. Don't forget that this Black History Month. When you look at stories like this, remember, you marched to integrate, to sit in their schools, to sit on their toilet, to drink from their water fountain. Remember that. The next time you want to get mad with the I.S.U.P.K. Stop playing with the UPK.
That's right.
Salaki.
Like that's a new low. Like, kids love cupcakes. Now you had to go, you know what I mean? You mess that child mind up if you know what I mean, you tell the child, you know what I mean, what he or she just eat in that cupcake. And the child want to eat that. That's traumatizing, man.
Traumatizing, man. That's absolutely traumatizing. They make you feel sick and abused and violated. And this is the other thing. Okay, she is getting turned on by watching these kids eat this cupcake.
Yeah.
Which lets you know the kind of vile things they would do to you forcibly if you was in their hands. Like, this is some kind of turn on. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous here. And once again, like you say, we a hate group. You want to investigate everything about us and watch us and put us under the microscope. You FBI and CIA, you want to make a whole file because we on the street saying the white man is the devil. The cupcake say the white man is the devil, Negro.
That's right.
Yes, that's right.
The cupcake saying it. This is a man. Listen, give me, if I could get that one scripture, please. It's Job 31. If I could get that, please.
Come on.
Like the Bible is so real and right. I think it's Job 31 or 37. Where he said, I wouldn't even leave them among my dogs.
Right. Right.
Oh my word.
Like Captain said, it's Job 30. I think it's 30 and 8.
Job 30 and 1.
It starts from there, sir.
It starts from there. Please, let me get that. Let me get that, please.
Come. Job chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision.
Right? Like this is of course, this is Esau. This is a good scripture for Esau. You get me, boy? Because they are a very young nation, very young and just simple and silly. Go ahead.
Come. Whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
Right? And they look at us and laugh at us and mock us. But Job said, people like this, I would not ever leave them with even my animals, the dogs, the sheep, the goats, because the things they would think about doing is absolutely ridiculous. Like, you can't leave them to watch the animals.
Yeah.
Boy.
Please go ahead, Natazar.
So, like, sir, I remember a story that came out a few years ago I believe I know one was in the Netherlands. I believe also in Denmark that they said that they had something called puppy brothels, where they would go and they would be able to go and have sex with puppies until the damn puppies died. And now, until the Netherlands, they got a new super HIV in the Netherlands that's like the original 1990 strain of HIV that they got going on in the Netherlands, some super HIV that's out now.
Listen, brother, that's so on point, because it's damn near like the pastimes of the heathens for us, because that was brought out earlier. Them Virginian luxuries, the things they use, you know, for their pastime, it's like the Lord is plaguing them through it. Just like how he punished us with the diabetes and the cancer through the food that we would eat, the pork, the shrimp, the crab, the lobster. It's like now he's visiting them in their pastimes, in the things they would do. I wouldn't even be surprised if you do the research with Egypt, that them plagues is somehow tied to Egyptian pastimes. The frogs, the hail it's tied somehow to some Egyptian culture. Just like the COVID is tied to Moab and that what?
Right.
So which is, if it does have, that's the case, because that's their gods. Their gods permit them to be as perverse as they want to be. You know what I'm saying? You have a god for being homosexual. Well, there you go. Christianity is that god of homosexuality. That white Jesus is the child pedophilia right there. You know what I'm saying? We seeing it right there.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned that too, I do remember, I think Jonathan Thumb did a class on that, showing you how all them plagues was directly tied to their gods. You so right there.
Yep.
It was directly tied to their gods, where he coming after them. And once again, these heathens, these is not a people we should ever follow. And the Lord says to make you jealous with a no people, and this is a no people.
No people. That's right.
Doing that, you really belong in a cell.
Right.
You say in a cell.
I know, right? They belong. They belong in a 6 feet square box where nobody can ever see them.
Listen. I need to get some production out of them. They go out and make some bricks or something, some cement. They're getting away so easy. You can't remember. So there was some court case. I forget the details of it, and I think the person was near death. I think it was with one of them German Nazi soldiers, and the judge was saying we have to sentence him before he escapes judgment.
Yes. You
understand? Death is escaping judgment. So
right.
I don't want to put them in a box. No way. No. I listen. I want to walk and bang the cell early morning and say, "You can't stop the rain."
Sir. But I meant them box for now. You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom, of course, sir. That'll be what we need out of them. All types of servitude, and then some. But for sure, these people need to be locked up now.
Yeah, they for sure something extra. You know what I mean? Was there any more on the story?
If you could read the last paragraph, that'll summarize, the whole take on just one of them. You know what I mean?
All right, we can get the last paragraph.
That's kind of messed up. Sir. That kind of messed up feeding them cupcakes to the kids. I wonder if she lied to them and told them these are tasty treats or something like that. And if your kids just ran out and went at it.
She didn't have to lie.
Yeah.
Cupcakes.
Running. It's kids. Kids. You don't have to lie.
Man.
You know what I mean? She come in there with them cupcakes, put icing on top of it, and them kids is going to attack that box just naturally.
Yeah.
Which is why Slacky, go ahead, Con.
No, I just want to say something, Cap. And it take it take a virus for us. It's like the Lord had to make a virus for us to see a virus, because this happened under the COVID-19.
Yep.
Like all this social distancing and all this thing, like, okay, forget about being 6 feet apart. She'll put her husband's semen in the cupcakes. But you afraid of critical race theory.
Right.
But you know, but see this thing about it, it just goes to show the hypocrisy of this place, man. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you that if you was to ask them about speaking about race in the school, and you notice this, the LGBTQI movement, they haven't said a peep about this. There'll never be child advocates except for the push homosexuality.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't heard them say anything about this. And I wonder how many Black, Hispanic, and Native American kids were affected by this. We need to see a class roster of how many of our children were in that classroom that were contaminated.
Right.
And lawsuits should be sued. So, Lockie.
And we probably need to see their own family history there, because since they like to display our when one of our people come out of the news, they go digging for how the family structure is and who's the grandparents, and then throw it all up on the media. They should do it to these people too. The Lord knows somebody in their family also is a pedophile, just like them. You know.
And they definitely need to do some sort of transmittable disease test on that man, because that's bodily fluids. Boy, I couldn't be a parent down there. Lord be with the parents down there. That's Israel, because if this fool come up with something, I don't want to hear nothing about no plea deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is once again, as you say, Kahan, take a virus to see a virus. Like, thank the Lord for the COVID. My heart goes out to the brothers and sisters who suffered COVID and suffered losses from COVID. But we got a chance to keep our children in our house.
Right.
Our homes and raise them up how we want them raised.
That's right. That's right.
We get a chance to see how they behave and they act in school. Like, the Lord He's doing this for our benefit, man. And you know, you rushing to put them kids back in. That's what you rushing to put your kids in too. Some old sick deviant who greeting you every morning with a smile and probably offer some of them damn parents cupcakes too. Talking about I baked cupcakes over the weekend. Like, ain't nobody want to hear that.
I see.
Like, that's crazy. Like Esau, if I could get one more, please give me profane and vile. Give me the profane and vile, man. Like, this here is absolutely right there, vile. Like the Lord gave us certain things, and we know, and that's the proof that Adam had to be a black man, because Adam knew what to do with everything. He knew the horse was to ride. He knew the cattle was to grow and get the milk and kill the cattle and eat meat. This fool here put in semen and cupcakes. Like, he is really he is not fit to lead nobody.
Right.
Please, anybody have it?
Kawakan, sir. Go ahead, read, sir.
Please.
Kawakan, sir. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Like he is a profane person, a fornicator, meaning what? Unlawful sex or sexual acts. Like, that's what the Bible says about him. But they would say that we lying and we misinterpreting the Bible. So she could misinterpret ingredients, and you don't say nothing about that.
Whoa.
We telling you the white man is the devil. You have a problem with us,
right?
Man, listen, Kahan, you ought to raise up a whole school down there, teachers, a whole new education board.
Damn right.
The kids need I.S.U.P.K. Louisiana more than air right now.
Damn right. And so, Cap, we got good news. We just got a school down here. So, like I said, if you in the Louisiana area, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to, and if I could just say one thing. This is why all these Halloween and these Christmas and all that, she was giving out cupcakes then. All these holidays and so-called days that we say not to celebrate. You avoid these things when you don't do this. Like, all the people that down there right now that's catching those Confederate flag beads and all this other stuff and doing all this stuff, you're gonna hear about them murders in the morning. You're gonna hear about all kind of the drugs. Let me tell you, it's like an open drug market in New Orleans right now. Right now, any corner you go to, they got something for you. They got all kind of pills and everything, and it's all happening, and the city know about it because this is how they celebrate, how they do their thing. You understand? But that's why thanks God for the U.P.K. The brothers and sisters down here that want to wake up out of that darkness. You're gonna get a chance now. All you got to do is come and sit before the priest down here, man, and we're gonna get you right. We're gonna detox you from all that uncleanness and filth that you've been living. It's a lot.
Now you so right now. And listen, I ain't gonna hop on it too much longer. But even like you say, all them holidays, you know what I mean? You remember they would put the razor blades and the candy for the Halloween, and the pins and the apples for the bobbin for apples. You know what I mean? They're giving all them Christmas gifts. You know what I mean? Christmas gift. And you know, it's just customary in the UPK to just put them things in the trash.
That's right.
You know, it's absolutely just customary. Like this is normal. This is an absolute normal thing for us. So just go ahead and then kids come home and put them in the trash. And don't nobody, you know, the kids, they wouldn't even cry about it. They ain't even shedding a tear. They just, you know, what to do with this, mom? Trash. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
No problem. No problem. And it really starts with giving them children morals like that, man. Morals. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy.
Cap, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I believe it said that he was a former sheriff's deputy down there as well.
Yep.
He was either retired or former sheriff's deputy. That's what he did before they broke up, before he retired.
No, they didn't really broke up on us. Somebody gets, I don't know how this story came up, but somebody flip on somebody because that's how she take the plea deal.
I think the lawyers tell them it's better that they, you know, fight this thing separate. That's the same thing they do with us.
Yeah.
You get four brothers in some kind of store robbery. Everybody get different lawyers. The Central Park 5 had different lawyers. I think that's just something they do. They right now they're feeling like Romeo and Juliet separated by some main family, and this is their love affair. This is their sick love affair that nobody wants to see them together, so they could poison people with semen.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go to the church, the preacher rubbing spit in your face. You go to school, the teacher feeding your semen cupcakes. But you say you come to the Passover and break bread, drink some wine, and eat some lamb. We are cult. Well, nigga, cult me all up there. Cult it up.
That's right.
Cult all the way up. All the way up. You can keep your normal civilized society with semen and, you know, whatever else.
Right.
But me and my house, we will cult it all the way up.
Right.
Damn right. Damn right.
So like, if I may, sir.
Yeah.
And just to prove just how in Revelations 18 and 2, it says this place has become the habitation of every foul bird and unclean spirit. Okay, they got 40. The white woman, she got 41 years because she took the plea deal. The white man, he's going to trial. But this is the part that's crazy to show you how wicked this empire is and just how disgusting the justice system is.
Right.
She got 40 years for the other sex crimes. For her putting her former husband's semen in the cupcakes, they only gave her 1 year. That 41 years, one of those years is for the semen in the cupcakes. The other 40 is for the other disgusting sex crimes they had. Just to show you, it's just like we searching and going to, like the scripture say, we go to Egypt, you know, to go down the trust in the shadow of Egypt, and it's like leaning on a broken reed. And the Lord is showing us exactly why America is the broken reed that we leaning on.
That's right.
Because they are like Captain Kahan always say, we going to an uncivilized people for civil rights. We going to a people that are lawless for law and order. And the Lord has to destroy this place. He has to destroy America. You know, and our people, we got to stop holding on to America because this has to fall. Like, this place is disgusting.
That's right.
Yeah.
Man,
So like he could really the last they call it again paragraph that I said that will summarize the who you're really dealing with. Yeah.
I understand this was a veteran law enforcement officer.
No, Salaki, not the last one. The one where it said charges for Dennis includes, because I think or you could read the woman where it say on Monday Cynthia took a plea deal that will see her spend 41 years behind bars.
Cynthia Perkins, 30. Salaki. Cynthia Perkins, 36, and her now ex-husband Dennis Perkins were arrested on more than 150 sex crime charges in 2019, the Associated Press reports. Cynthia was facing at least 60 counts of production of pornography involving a juvenile under age 13 and 2 counts of first-degree rape.
Damn.
She was also given a harmful substance charge for putting Dennis' sperm into cupcakes that she then served to middle school students at Livingston's West Side Junior High School, according to authorities in Louisiana.
And then skip two paragraphs down.
Cut on come.
And that you will get him, man.
Charges for Dennis included the production of pornography involving a juvenile under age 13, 2 counts of first-degree rape, 3 counts of possession of pornography involving a juvenile under age 13, 2 counts of video voyeurism, and 2 counts of obscenity.
Listen,
that's
these people is monsters now.
Video voyeurism.
That's a new one. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah, I know. Looking it up here myself.
Like that right there. Like they have made our children, like really our children are under like sexual role play with these schools now, especially when you add the LGBTQ aspect to it, where a child can choose their own sexuality. Like this right here is it's a conundrum of all these things that's happening in the school system, which is why the Lord is bringing down the school system, which is why, you know what I'm saying? The school system, it serves at this point, like, I mean, it really, other than you can't even damn near do mathematics in school now, man, because you gonna eat, they're gonna bring you sperm cupcakes. I mean, it's disgusting. If you out there and you got a problem with the UPK, I mean, you must agree with this then. You must agree with this, because I could never agree with this. I could never agree with having my kids go to a school like this and be in a system like this. I just can't. It's just too much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much for a man to know that his children are in the school system, got to deal with this, man, to be under this. I mean, this, oh my goodness. As General Sharpmar would say, Cro-Magnon scum. Okay?
Yeah.
Cro-Magnon scum.
Yeah. You so
Salaki.
right.
And Salaki too. Thou art a prophet. Because
say again, what?
I said thou art a prophet when you said like she was having a sexual arousal from just watching them eat the cupcake, because that I can't even pronounce the word. I ain't gonna embarrass myself. I'm gonna spell it. The VOYEUR, the ism, that has to deal with the practice of gaining sexual pleasure from watching others when they are naked or engage in sexual activity. Like, you know what I mean? They had to come off the streets quick.
Man, they're straight up monsters. And like, I'm okay. If it is, they have all these charges from some of these charges is from before.
Yeah,
150 charges from before. Like, how is they? Well, I now understand, because he was a sheriff. The police helping the thief.
Right.
Yeah, they're playing cops and robbers for real. Like, goddamn. And listen, man, pray for this kingdom to fall quick, like yesterday. Pray for it to fall quickly and quickly and quickly, because this is what we know about. Think about what we do not know about.
That's right, Cap. Damn right.
Yikes. It's crazy. All right, listen, we jumping straight to the next one. More sick ones. And this is for all you Kanye West and you superstars and you weak men who love to go after Karen. Love to go after a good old Sally. Yeah, man. I think I put the link for this one in the chat that we have on the side. You could pull it up, the brother could read it. This she was a Booster Club mom. I don't know what Booster Club is. I don't know if that's some kind of parents teachers association something.
God, sirs. They raise money for like the students, sir.
Well, she was raising something else.
Nice.
She was raising something other than money. She was making something else go up. Salaki.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
God, sir. Booster Club mom indicted for sex with at least 9 students. An Inglewood mother involved the McMinn Central High School's Booster Club has been charged with having sex with at least 9 boys at her child's school. The investigation began on December 9th, 2021, when an anonymous letter was left and the office of McMinn County Director of Schools, Lee Parkinson, that alleged a parent of a student at the high school, 38-year-old Melissa Blair, had been having sexual encounters with students, WBIR reported. School officials notified the McMinn County Sheriff's Office, which was also notified by the Tennessee Department of Children's Services, and an investigation was launched.
So this is in Tennessee?
Kawakan, sir.
Boy, these is the children of the slave master.
Yeah.
Louisiana, New Orleans, Tennessee. This is the children of the slave master. And this is what they're doing to our children. Could you imagine what we was under? Our foreparents were on them plantations at will.
Right.
Just a lot.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, and if we go take you back to Rome, these people orgies, but it was about indulgence, and these people are definitely doing the same thing in this kingdom, indulging in all type of deviant pleasures. You know what I'm saying? And like Black America, Latino America, Native Indians, this is on the news so that way we can see what we did. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of
Ash, you're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit. I think you might have hit a rough patch. Nah, you're breaking all the way up. This might be where you are on the road. It just might be where you are on the road. I got some of what he was saying, and how the Romans, with them orgies and being so indulgent, overindulgent with everything, whether it's food or drink or sex. And this woman, goddamn, like you seeing now, the predators ain't just a man.
Right.
So, like, if I could,
please.
It just gives a new meaning to the word Booster Club in these schools. Once again, the teacher's pet is what they want to make our children. And don't think that they're not looking at the strongest or the biggest Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian boy up in there and getting sexually aroused. And asking him that he want extra credit and all these different things. This is what goes on in these schools. You understand? And see, you wouldn't look because of the brainwashing that we have in America. You would look at her and think she's an innocent, teacher. You know what I'm saying? and probably get the Teacher of the Year award. But if someone had the spiritual eye in that school, and you know, when children, when they get to a certain age or adolescence and they start having sex, they change. Their demeanor change. And the contact they having with those kids, you're gonna see the difference. It's gonna be a different vibe. And anybody, and they knew what was going on. These teachers and principals know what's going on because they having sex with the teacher themselves. A lot of them on them school boards, and they having the principal having sex with the science teacher and everybody up in there. It's it's more sexual education than it is education.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, this is what goes on in these schools, man. And more the Lord is revealing. We're in the time of revelation, and the Lord is revealing it more and more and more. You understand? You will learn how to have sex in the school quicker than you will learn your academics and scholarship. You will learn that quicker in these schools, man. And this is what our kids are subject to. And Lord knows, she probably had put her hands on some Black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian boy or girl. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's important to have your children come into the ISUPK along with you, and let them to be re-educated on their culture, on the things that they're supposed to do and what not to do, man. Because otherwise, they'll just be a sexual pawn in this man and woman's chess game. Just someone they can use for their sexual gratification. Every class, every week, 365 days a year, especially if they do summer school. This is what goes on, man. So lock you.
You so right too, Kahan. Because this woman had sex with how many boys? 9?
9 that we know of, 9 times.
Yeah. Oh my word. Which means she was just, you know what I mean? She was like, I'm gonna go till the wheels fall off this, you know what I mean, this truck here. That is disgusting.
And she had a son. They say she had a son in the same school.
In the school, yeah. I thought I heard that.
What's she doing to that son?
Oh man.
You know what I mean? What is she doing to that boy? Like, okay, like this now is Martin Luther King. You wanted us to hold hands with this thing here.
That's right.
You wanted us to sit at the same table and break bread with this thing here. Like we had it, but we didn't have this though.
Right.
Look at the profile picture of this woman right here. She got that look like she's proud of what she did, like she done accomplished something. There's no remorse in her look or nothing like that. Look at that grill, like she enjoyed doing that, you know.
Yo, gosh, this ain't her look is not proud of what she did, and her look is, I'm a white woman. You see, like how in our communities you have the minority and the double minority. She's a double W. She's a white woman, which means she knows she's gonna walk just like the other woman with the cupcakes. A year for a bad recipe.
Yeah.
That's what this look is. This look is the same look like the woman who shot both Jean.
Yeah.
It's the same look. It's just being a white woman in America where you don't have to worry about doing wrong.
Yeah. And so like too, it's almost like to them, you know what I mean, sex is sex is sex. You know what I mean? It's like it's nothing to them. So you know what I mean. So when it comes to, you know what I mean, you charging them based on their sexual lust, it's almost like, well, you would just get a year for this. Well, you ain't really, you know what I mean, you ain't rape. You just put sperm in a cup. You know what I mean? You ain't rape nobody, so you know what I mean, this deserve a year. You know what I mean? Like their thoughts and their whole dealing with sex is, you know what I mean, on a different level when it comes to the law, when it comes to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like totally different. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have a son going to school and you're gonna have sex with the boys that go to school with your son, 9 that we know of. You can imagine the tease that boy won't be getting. You know what I mean? God. He is our oppressor. I really care about that. But at the same time, too, that should show the mental of these people that we're dealing with. You know what I mean? They just don't care. They just want to, they have a itch and it has to get scratched.
It has to get
And
scratched.
whoever, you know what I mean, whoever anyway, whoever, you know what I mean, just get out. I'm gonna get this scratch. When you catch me, you catch me. I'm gonna do my time, whatever. Come out, whatever. And they go about the business. To them, this is, you know what I mean, this is nothing.
Yeah. Come on, you was gonna say something, Salak,
Come, if I could, Captain, and it's just so heavy because we trying to fight as much as we can to preserve our youth, the minds of our youth. You understand? And in these school systems, man, to be such, and which is why a lot of these kids have these mental health issues. A lot of these kids can't even explain what the trauma they go through and the type of sexual psychological things they go through dealing with these teachers. Lord knows what these teachers have these kids do. You know what I'm saying? Like they had some this month where they was one white teacher was trying to they made the blacks go pick cotton and the white kids be the slave master for some Black history assignment. Like these people, they are incapable of teaching our kids anything. You know what I'm saying? At least without being monitored, because this is what goes on, man. This is what goes, which is why the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. You understand? And when he become a man, he would not depart from it. This our duty as Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian people to teach our children to understand their culture and things not to do and to beware of these people.
Yeah.
You understand? Because Lord knows these teachers, I mean, they got access to money. They probably let the kids drive the car, giving them drugs, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they so impressionable. I mean, they come in and just, you know what I'm saying, do how they way with our kids, man. You understand? We behind enemy lines with what's going on with education or so-called education. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is indoctrination. Education has benefits. You know what I'm saying? This right here is sexual indoctrination. And Lord knows this is just the ones we know about, like Captain Mashak said. This is just the one. Look at that look, that cold look on her face.
Yeah.
You understand? Like you can see this woman is not there, but she's been able to operate in the education system probably for years. You know what I'm saying? And it's been whispers going on in these schools, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They see who be picking these kids up and taking these kids home. You ain't gonna sit here and tell me. You can sit out in the schoolyard and see who hopping and who caught. What grown man coming to pick it? They you know what I'm saying? All this stuff going on, man. But it's been going on a long time, man. And you can thank Martin Luther King and his dream for integrating us and the rest of them civil rights Negroes. They never want to talk about stories like these during Black History Month. I wonder why. They never. Every time we bring up about integration and the failure of integration, they never want to. They run from stories like these. We say, well, look at the school system now. Wait. This is what we wanted to integrate into. They don't want to hear that story because it makes them feel like failures.
Right.
So like you.
Listen, if I could too, like you so right about like they know about it and they be watching, because this is the same teacher that would argue with you because you don't want your child celebrating birthdays,
right, or
Christmas, or Valentine's Day, or can they be excused for this? Like, this is the same person who will argue with you, who would tell you, well, you know, you need to let the children have fun and grow and learn and you know, the freedoms. Like, this is the freedom. This is freedom. This is what they want. This is what they want. Once again, like the Bible is that cutoff point that we all need. It's that morality check. It's the range. It's the range that you get to, you know, in anything. This is as far as you could go. But these people here, you know, America is for the free, the land of the free. It's freedom to sin. Yeah. And that's what they want your children to have. That freedom to go against you, go against God, you know what I mean? Go against everything that's good and wholesome and moral. Like the Bible is the perfect prison for a soul that's just disgusting like this. It's the perfect prison for that thing. You know what I mean? That type of restriction we have, somebody like this will self-destruct and they'll just go crazy. They'll just go crazy. That's it. See, this is America. That's the America right there. That's it. You know what I mean? What else we got? What else we working with? I have a stone cold one, boy. I think I added it last at the end of the list. I know Arawada, he be big on Arawada. He be putting together them stories every week for us. So water too. You know what I mean? Putting together them good old stories.
Good like it, sir.
Listen, I had to sneak this one in, boy. This I think it's a devil. I think it was a devil who cut her 6-year-old son head off.
Yeah.
And the dog.
So like it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I don't know if you got the story on the law that they just passed in Tennessee. Gun might have heard of it, but they just passed the law, and I sent it to Commander Gen.YAHANNA, because he had mentioned this on the one time on the radio show, where he said, "You wait and see. They're gonna soon start to deputize these people." Well, in Tennessee, they don't pass the law that any citizen that has a weapon is now deputized. So you know what does that mean? That means that they're now the hunt is really on in Tennessee. I don't know if you heard of that story.
Nah, I didn't hear it, but it ain't surprising. It ain't surprising. And listen, the January 6th riots, they deputized everybody to walk in there and be the arresting party to Trump, not to Trump, to Pence. So it ain't surprising.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not surprising. You know what I mean? I don't know if Kazak was you able to see that story. I think it's Fox, but you could find it anywhere. It's a woman from Missouri.
Kawakan, sir. Go ahead, read, sir.
Yeah, please.
Kawakan, sir. Missouri mom decapitates 6-year-old son and dog. Placed horrifying 911 call. Police. A Kansas City, Missouri mom decapitated her 6-year-old son and a dog, according to the police. The community now knows some of the terrible details of the death of this 6-year-old child. Jackson County prosecutor John Peters Baker said in a statement, "It takes our breath away." Tasha Hafes allegedly called 911 on Tuesday night, telling authorities that she believed the devil was trying to attack her. KCTV reported she denied having a mental illness before hanging up the phone.
Because she is the devil. Because she is the devil. Ain't no devil trying to attack her. She is the devil.
Right.
Like, goddamn. Like, this, boy, listen, this is a devil right here, right? It looks like an oppressor to me.
Yeah, she looked like one of them.
It looked like a full-on oppressor.
Look right there.
Kansas, that whole area there, they be having them devils that look struggling as hell. They be so struggling from all that meth and PCP they're taking. Like this is them. Like I told you, I rewatched that old horror movie Candyman, and I think Tony Todd was innocent. I think they framed that brother because every scene in that horror movie, the white woman wakes up from passing out, and everybody who was around her when she was conscious is dead.
Right.
And as soon as they ask her, a big black man did it. No, you did it. You did it. You did it. It ain't Candyman ain't do nothing. Everybody who died, you was the one who killed them, and then you wake up. Oh, what happened? A big black man did it. Well, ain't no big black man here in Kansas though. It's just this mother, this white mother. This white mother, and she cut her son's head off and the dog. And what did the dog do? What did the dog do to you? That's what I want to know.
It's heavy. You say that, Captain Shock, because the demons are real, man. And like when you look at those horror movies like Chucky and all those different things, when you see like this just goes to show you the demonic possession that goes on in America. And like you said, something that was heavy. All the things that we hearing about and we seeing, imagine what we can't see. Right. Imagine what the Lord sees. And to be honest, we really don't want to see what the Lord sees. It would it would be too much for us. So you can imagine how angry he is at this place. How disgusted he is with it. The Bible says this: the Lord's spirit ain't gonna always strive with man. Man is flesh and blood.
Yeah.
You understand? Like he see how corrupt we will be and call it being civilized or civilization. But just go to show you that they will control you through freedom and control you through all these different avenues of uncleanness, and things go on, and then this happens, and this goes on every day in America. And you think about that every day for 365 days a year, and you think that the Lord ain't gonna destroy this place, man? It's so much evil going on. The evil is unspoken of, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot, Captain.
You're so right. I remember. I think Kahan, you would remember it for sure. Now, in fact, and Captain Ash, you'll remember years ago after DC camp, where we would circle up in the back there in that big parking lot. Commander GEN.YAHANNA would always say, like, never take your job lightly and go out there and speak, because if you could see in these homes at night, it's a horror story. If you could see behind these walls when these kids go to sleep at night, it's an absolute horror story. I remember him saying that. He was saying like you think all these crimes and shootings and gang violence on the street is something. If you could have a sneak peek into the houses, these Christian homes at night, you would literally lose your mind.
Right.
I remember him saying that, and Kahan, what you just said there is so right. Like, you don't want to see what the Lord sees. You don't want to see that. You don't want to, have to. And this is her own 6-year-old son and the dog. Like, I don't know what the hell the dog do. Huh? The dog was black or something. It was a black dog.
I was not thinking that the dog was trying to stop her from killing the son. You know what I mean? The dog movie was the same one in the whole matter, and he lose his life too. You know what I mean?
That is crazy. And to cut the head off, I mean, to stab somebody, it takes a certain amount of mental and physical strength. Because meat is hard to cut, much less living meat. Meat that is alive. It's hard to push a knife through something. You gotta be a little bit strong. To cut a head off, you sawing through, tissue and neck muscles and, vertebrae, and hearing somebody choking on the damn blood. And this is a child. Like, these people is monsters, man. Is months, and you want me to leave my children with this for 8 hours and pick them up at 2:30? You got to be crazy out your goddamn mind. You got to be out your mind. We need segregation right now.
Yeah.
You need let me drop them off by Keisha.
Right.
Let me drop them off by Santiago. Let me Let me drop them off by Tatiana. Give me by Maria. Let me drop the kids off by our own to be raised up right, man, because it's hell out here.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I could, Captain, if I could, you mentioned something about the drug abuse. When their people get on that meth and all that, when they're subject to what just a tinge of what we went through, this is what they reduce to.
Right.
This is what they are reduced to when they go through a bit of our oppression that we went through. This is how we know when Christ come back, they gonna be all the way under subjection, because they can't handle just being in our life being in our shoes for a few seconds, because they will lose. And I guarantee you, she's probably on a drug high. You understand? You could look how them eyes looking, like she just probably just took off. Just blast it off. You know what I'm saying? And then hearing voices and all this type of stuff, man. Because why? This is what the Lord has warned us about, man. That He said that this place here is polluted, man. It's polluted, and there's so much go on, and it's just so heavy. I was talking to the brothers today at camp, and when you bringing out the word of the Lord, you can see the spirit on people's faces, like the conviction, the shame. Like, even when they trying to get high and party, you can see it. The pastors, this is not their ministry. These people that try to wield this book, they don't understand this book, man. The Lord, like we were bringing out earlier, man, like the Lord, He will open that door where you can actually see what's going on in these people's mental state. And it's not pretty. It's not, which is why we have to be hardcore men. That's why the UPK so hardcore. because we know what we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? People going out there talking about they about to perform an exorcism with that. You're gonna get your head chopped off.
Yeah.
But you're not qualified to deal with these demons. And it's certain demons, it's different kinds of demons. They don't even know, they don't even want to deal with that, Captain Shock.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? The disciples, they was dealing cutting, they was cutting in the spirit and casting out demons, but then it was certain demons they couldn't cast out. Christ said that this don't come out but by fasting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And pray. Like, it's different levels to this thing, man. You gonna go out there and think the Lord dealing with you, and you gonna end up like in the book of Acts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With these demons, man. This is serious business we dealing with here, man. Salaki.
Yeah.
Now you so right about that. You so right, and as you say, once they going through a little bit of oppression, as you say, they're gonna hit that dust hard. They're gonna hit that pipe so hard and take on all Legion. Legion was up in her. Legion was up in her. You hear they ask her, "Are you mentally, And are you so right? They don't know how to deal with it. They ask her if she mentally, she have a mental problem. Of course she can say no. You think she gonna say yes?
Right.
Of course she gonna say no.
Which lets you know she is our oppressor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that the first thing come to the mind when they're dealing with their own people, and they hear them. You know what I mean? Ain't too straight in the head. They're quick to ask them about what's going on upstairs. You know what I mean? You mentally stable. You know what I mean? These 3 stories that we read so far, boy, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we need to separate from these people quickly. Because I'm telling you,
quickly.
If you can see what's going on in their houses.
If I could too, you know what's so heavy about these 3 stories? They all involve this oppressor woman who everybody like to act like she's so better than your sister.
Yes.
Everybody like to act like, oh gosh, the black woman, she talk too much and she too much attitude and she too much sass. She ain't gonna cut your baby's head off though.
Right.
She ain't gonna do that. She ain't gonna go and have sex with all his friends in school. And she surely ain't gonna feed the block your semen. Like they like to act like this piece of trash is so much better than your sister Eve. They like to act like it's like she's so like she got it together, and they rather struggle with that than to struggle with a sister. Man, you could have Becky and Karen and mayonnaise if you want to.
Yep.
You could have all that nonsense if you want to. We need to fully separate, man, and come back to our glory. And Kahan, you say something so heavy just now there where it's like we are a totally different type of people than them. And we don't see it because of how all the scriptures say the mystery of iniquity doth work. We would wake up and see LeBron James and see the math ways and the little girl from, I think she's from Louisiana, the one who won the spelling bee. She's 100%. I think she's 100% homeschooled. 100% homeschooled. She won the spelling bee. They say she's a little genius because she studied that classical music, and she plays basketball where she has some Guinness world record for being ambidextrous, bouncing them ball with 2 hands. And she's like 13. You get the point? Like, we would look at all of that and then just turn on the TV and see a commercial or Pretty Woman or some other movie, and just surrender all our loyalty and love and conditioning to the oppressor.
Right.
We just surrender, and we don't see that we just better than them, and we different.
Exactly. If I could, Captain Shock, it's so heavy. A brother, what's his brother, Officer Yahar down here in Louisiana, he said something that was so heavy today at camp. He said if black people were to take their spirit out of Mardi Gras, it wouldn't be no Mardi Gras.
Right.
Because the music and the culture it wouldn't be that without you. Yeah. Like we take we take the best of us and give it to them. And what you said, Captain Mashag, is so, I want to amplify that point because it's so heavy, because even King David said, I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Like we better off being a doorkeeper, a janitor in the Lord's house than being in their gates at high court.
Yeah.
Because it's just like like we get nothing from it. We would get something from being of service in the Lord's house, of service in our culture and for our kingdom, man, for our king. We would get some out of it, man, and it would rehabilitate us spiritually if we would come back into the Lord's house and do whatever service that the Lord would have us do, that would appoint us to. It would rehabilitate us. It would heal us in a sense. But because we want to be a court jester or be in this society's high court or high places, look what it does to us mentally.
Right.
I mean, you touched on it earlier, Kanye West. He's a prime example. Many other examples. You know what I'm saying? Just from not wanting to be in a lower state serving your God, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is what we need. We need that, man. And we don't come into the I.S.U.P.K, you're not gonna be able to find it, man. Because the world gonna lie to you. The world gonna say that you okay when you're not okay. You know what I'm saying? So like it, Captain.
No, you're so right about that. Like I think now the Lord is like, before he sent his prophets to tell everybody separate. Stop the interracial marriages. You sisters, leave them white men alone. You brothers, leave them white women alone. And now is the time he's coming with the proof. It's like the perfect court case.
Right.
Yeah, you have your opening arguments, then you have to present, the evidence in the docket, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and then comes the judgment. And then comes the judgment. Like this here is supposed to show you, like you ain't got no business. Please stop the right up. Like this is supposed to show you that you ain't really got no business dealing with them. No business. Like look at that Kanye West. He had to fight that old troglodyte to stop hanging out with that old crazy white man, Pete Davidson.
Yeah, boy.
That is a full out. Listen, I'm looking for the picture. There's a picture with him and this other oppressor called Machine Gun Kelly. And
that is one he's standing up in a bucket and pouring some.
Okay, two of them in their drawers and they're doing some old nonsense.
Oh my word.
They're doing some old nonsense.
And also too, what's so heavy with the stories and all too is you're seeing like different sides of the oppressor, meaning like you're seeing an oppressor that carrying on what you would call a normal life, having a job, going to work, but at the same time to have a serious sexual deviant.
Yeah.
You understand? Then you're seeing one who is a mom who all into, into these activities that the school have, but she preying on little boys. And now you come to this one who just full out not crazy, but you so look at her, in their world as, she something just lose, she might just be messed up in the head. You know what I mean? Like it is different sides of it again right here, which going all the way back to these people just full of demons.
They're the perfect dwelling place for demons. They're the perfect dwelling place for demons, because without these stories, you would look at them as just upstanding American citizens. And you wouldn't know they're full of legion. They're just full of legion. Like look at it, look at this fool here. This is who Kanye West's children had to grow up looking at. And he's the one in the sweater. That's him. And this devil here, I done seen some interviews with him in the past where he talk about his massive depression and drug addiction, because his father was one of them firemen who ran into the 9/11 building and died. And he said from then he went straight into depression and could try to commit suicide several times. Body full of tattoos, always looks high, always recovering. Like this is damn near Hannibal Lecter they're living with. And you can say what you want about Kanye, but he crazy. But he knows I don't want them around this.
Yeah. He loves his kids, Zach. He loves his kids. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing, in fact. He didn't love his kids enough to make them from a black mother.
That's right.
he didn't love them children enough to make them from a sister who would not do this nonsense here, or at
That's
least
right.
we hope she wouldn't do this nonsense. Because you see, Serena done, give it all the way up. Now we fully had to separate from these here. You know what I mean? We had 1022 out there. I know you didn't want to run through a couple more stories.
Yeah.
Come.
Let's get you a few more. If you want, let's pull that one with that devil who shot the brother in I think it's in Minnesota. She got 2 years.
Kimberly Porter.
Yeah.
Come on.
She learned that act from the oppressor who from Rittenhouse. She learned from Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse and Botham Jean.
Yeah, learn well, cry. You know what I mean? All she had to do is just cry, and the whole earth is gonna feel sorry for her. She didn't mean to do it.
Go in there and let it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Make the ugliest face, make your face more ugly, 10 times uglier than it actually is.
Right.
Listen, make R. Kelly look like he was pretty when he was crying.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the judge, everybody, jury, everybody gonna feel sorry for you.
Yikes. Whenever you're ready.
Come on. Kim Potter sentenced just 2 years in prison for the killing of Daunte Wright. Kim Potter, the former Brooklyn Center police officer convicted of first and second degree manslaughter charges in the fatal shooting of 20-year-old black man Daunte Wright, was sentenced to 24 months in prison, according to CNN. The 2-year sentence is nearly 5 years less than what the prosecution was requesting. The attorneys for Potter wanted a lesser sentence because she had no criminal record and felt remorseful for the killing of Wright. The prosecution was looking for more than 7 years and 2 months in prison for Potter, who claims that she made a mistake when she drew her gun instead of her taser when she shot and killed Wright during a traffic stop in April 2021.
I don't get that, up to this day, brother. That's beyond me. Like and it's sad that I'm not saying that I could accept it, but I could more accept it if she just flat out shot him. But you don't know the difference between your taser and your gun. Like I don't know. I ain't never held one of them, pistol type tasers. Do they weigh the same as a loaded 9?
No, lie, sir.
I would think not. A loaded 9 got some weight. You must know. You got a gun in your hand. It feels different. At least it's supposed to. Like, that is crazy, man. In a traffic stop. And this brother was so young. How old was he?
20, sir.
Young brother. Young brother. And I think, and his mother was a oppressor as well, right?
Kawakan, sir.
I believe so. And she was the one who came out crying a whole lot about the situation, saying, it was wrong, it was bad, everything like that. And I think that's why it got some traction. But 2 years, this is why the color of Christ matters.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because knowing you have a black judge who comes from your people, who is the supreme judge in the earth, means that this woman is going to get punished as she deserves in his courtroom. But the problem is, you prefer to take our issues to the wicked of the earth, to the oppressor. You prefer the devil judge your matters.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
She used that what do you call it, white privilege. Good boy.
Yeah.
I mean, they said she get 2 years, but I think it was like they're saying it's 16 months. And and they say if she has good behavior, she could spend the last 8 months unsupervised. I forget how to word it, but
Like
she'll
a
be out of
probation
prison
or something?
basically the last 8 months.
Salaki, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Colonel McCann. And also, if I recall correctly, if you a former law enforcement or current or retired law enforcement, you're not going to the real prison with the people you've been putting in jail. You going to a special prison, you know, for ex-law enforcement officers and, you know, federal officials, so that you don't end up in the prison with the people that you've been putting in jail.
So she going on vacation then, is always saying that as well.
Yeah. Club Fed, extended detention. That's where she going.
Getaway spot.
She going to a timeshare.
Fantasy Island.
Federal timeout. That's where she going.
That's
What's just now, boy? Oh my gosh, boy. And the Asian judge fall for it good. You should have heard how the Asian judge, you know what I mean, talk about this way. She was like, the woman felt, you know what I mean, look at her on the show the video with her, you know what I mean, she showed remorse, she showed this. I was like, who the hell cares? She just killed her brother.
Right.
He's full out shot him.
Listen, there be brothers who facing a judge that starts singing because they don't want to go to jail and they're remorseful. That judge don't care about no singing.
Yeah.
Now he care about tears.
Oh man.
Listen, if I could make one point, Khan, please. When you see this type of travesty of judgment, this miscarriage of justice, and then you walk around the world at this point, whether you in California on the West Coast, whether you're in the Northern Cali, the Pacific Northwest, whether you're in Chicago, whether in Atlanta, whether in DC, in the streets of UK, in the Bull Ring in Birmingham, you're down there in Jamaica, you're in Puerto Rico, and you see these Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men screaming at the top of their lungs, the white man is the devil. You either drop something in the bucket and say that's right, or shut your goddamn mouth and keep it moving.
That's right.
Because we can't rely on you or them for any sort of justice and comfort in this place. Like this, man, come on, man. This is a 20-year-old boy in a traffic stop. You pull a taser for no reason, or say you pull a taser, and you pull a gun and blow this brother, away, and you get 2 years for it. You get a vacation. Don't tell me nothing when we see us on the streets charging this oppressor for what he needs to be charged for. Because he deserves it. Still like it.
Oh no, what you're saying, Captain, is monumental because she definitely pulled a Kyle Rittenhouse, and demons know how to cry. That's one thing we know in the UPK. Demons, they know how to use tears. And you look at what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse, he cried, and as soon as they said not guilty, when they put him in the car with the security team, he was smiling.
Right.
I mean, he was so happy, he was trigger happy. He was smiling so hard. And this is what goes on in the so-called divided states of America's justice system. You know what I'm saying? When you see this every day, the Bible says, marvel not. When you see the unrighteous, there is no judgment for the unrighteous in the earth. You ain't no marvel, because there's a court higher than his court.
Right.
That sees and takes records of all this, man. The police officers have a utility belt full of options, and they're trained on each one. And when it comes to us, they always use the deadliest one, which is the gun. They have a baton, they have mace, they have taser, and then even before that, they're trained to de-escalate a situation by speaking to the person they're trying to apprehend.
Yep.
They know how, like these are things they're already trained for. But it seems like when it comes to us, it's always the most deadliest option, which is the gun. And this brother here, 20 years old, life cut short because of a quote unquote, as they would say, an innocent mistake. I mean, look at this right here. He can't even, it's like he's sneezing. He's trying, he can't even act. He's trying hard. Like he can't even, he want to talk and sneeze and cry at the same. Like, stop it. This is what goes on in the courtroom. He didn't even do a good job.
No.
Man, they just tell them, just make the ugliest face possible they can make.
Right. This, oh my goodness.
Just turn your face up, you know what I mean? The worst you could turn it up. And, you know what I mean? Tears or no tears, the judge going to fall for it, the jury going to fall for it.
Right. And then the picture of him in the car with the security detail, they snapshotted him. He was smiling from ear to ear. All of a sudden, now he's still not sad after when he got found not guilty. He didn't go from being sad to most sad. He went from being sad, quote unquote, to happy. And it just goes to show you the games they play and how this whole system of justice is no justice at all, man. Which is why we should petition the throne of the Most High for justice. Look at that. Look at that picture there. And that's after he got through crying, quote unquote crying. He's smiling from it because he know this right here mean a book deal. This right here mean I'm getting invited to the Republican. He got invited to the Republican convention after this.
Yep.
I mean, they damn near making him a politician now, Citizen Kane.
Listen, he gonna be president, Kahan. I'm saying that he is going to be president in about 10 years.
God won't come.
Yep.
He's going to be president. And listen, Kahan, you were so right with how the demons know how to cry. Remember when Christ met Legion, on seeing him, they begged for mercy.
Right.
Listen, Christ didn't even go over to the man with the demons. They saw Christ and they said, Master, we begging you for mercy. Don't cast us out into the wilderness. And that's when Christ started talking to them. They know how to cry.
Right.
They know exactly how to cry. And listen, we better learn how to cry to the Lord.
That's right.
We better know how to cry to the Lord. It's like once again, that's why the Lord always in the Bible, he referred to us in the context of like a bride who a husband loves.
Right.
Like a woman who a man loves, but he is going to, he's going to show her his love and why she should be with him. And the Lord showing it to us right now.
Right.
From the tornadoes to you remember the fire tornado that went up into the sky?
Right.
Yep.
All the earthquakes to the storms. Brother, listen, I came into UK this week, brother. I was telling the brothers when I land, the plane literally, like this is the plane landed, going onto the tarmac, doing this here. I shit you not. And I'm like, why is the pilot doing this? Come to find out, there's a storm that come out of nowhere that just ripping through the place. Up to 70-mile-per-hour winds, blowing people over in the street. Literally blowing people over in the goddamn street. The Lord bringing the COVID. He have Putin ready to nuke the whole world. And you can see that the Lord is showing you, Israel, that listen, you come stand with him, he'll flatten this whole place for you.
That's right.
He'll come tear this whole place down just for you. And man, you gotta live the Lord. And just how the general always say, lay up thy fallow ground.
Damn right.
Come and cry to the Lord, boy. Yeah, so your nation come down to the Passover, that Passover week itinerary. Thursday, the general going down there on that beach, brother, and we're going to renew our oath to the Lord. We're going to renew our oath to the Lord so that the Lord could come and really pass over this empire and make them cry, make their demons cry.
Damn right.
Crazy, Salah.
Damn right,
Salaki, Cap. Just one thing, right? I said, let me go look this old wench. How much years of service she did?
Right.
Guess how much years of service she did?
Well, what, 2?
26 years of service.
God,
right?
Damn.
So this is what I read in here. So the city judge, appearing to break into tears as she spoke, said Potter had honorably served for 26 years as a police officer. 26 years, and you don't know the difference between a gun and a taser. What are you training with? You train with a water gun.
That's right.
You had to be trained with a water gun. You know what I mean? That ain't no real gun you're training with.
Listen, matter of fact, you're so right. It's how my brother Kodash Zion of them Minnesota like to say, it's the underlay for the overplay. Because listen, this is her here. This is the woman who shot him.
Yeah.
And in a couple years, they make her look like, you know, you arresting the grandma from
right.
the, you know, the you know, what's he?
That's right. She got that Mr. Rogers sweater on. She got that Mr. Rogers, you know.
She's Mrs. Rogers.
The butterfly. She got the butterflies on there. Like, I mean, like it's like somebody just, you know, gave her old grandmama. Look at this. I mean, they look like these lawyers know how to dress them too. They know how to dress them up there too.
Yeah,
no she had a little cross on her neck. You know what I mean? She didn't have no glasses. They didn't put her in no makeup to show how distraught she is. Like, this is the underlay for the overplay, brother.
Yeah. And the teller, you know what I mean, pawn some pounds. Pawn some pounds. Look depressed.
Look depressed.
You know what I mean?
Look good and depressed. Go ahead, please.
So like I said, if I may, and just to show all you nutcases that don't believe the mark of the beast is not some microchip. The mark of the beast in your hand is what this devil and any person that operates in our oppressors, law enforcement, and military. Because for the life of me, I cannot understand how law enforcement can make a mistake that costs somebody's life and is not held accountable. But if you go to a doctor's office and have a surgery and they make a mistake, they're held accountable for malpractice or malfeasance or neglect. Every occupation or profession is held accountable for their mistake. There's no sympathy for how long they've been a doctor. It's how did you make that mistake? You're expected to be a professional and carry out your duties. But when it comes to police officers, it's not a mistake that they murder black people.
Right.
It's by design. And that's the mark of the beast. And that's what this devil and every police officer and military service member has in their right hand.
You're so right. You know what I mean? A pilot can't come and tell you he had a, you know what I mean, he forget to put the landing gear. He can't tell you that.
No.
You know what I mean? He got an answer. You know what I mean? A captain on a boat, he can't be on the shore while the boat's sinking.
Right.
Saying, you know what I mean? Well, you know, I apologize, but you know, I got the boat first. You know what I mean? Can't tell you that. He had to stay on that boat until it go down.
That's right.
Be held accountable.
Yeah,
that's right.
When it comes to them killing us, we have to be held accountable for their mistake.
Right.
2 years, there's a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Salaki. And somebody in the chat said something that was so funny, but I can't help but unsee it. I can't unsee what they said. They said that she looked like Miss Doubtfire. I said, and it is, and listen, that's exactly how they made her look, man. Whoever's 09 Lynn, that's right, Miss Doubtfire, man. And I put the emphasis on fire because listen, this just goes to show you what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? The demonic spirit of these people and how they try to, like, they're running out of costumes at this point. The devil has to reveal himself. They're running out of costumes. We seeing them change costumes every other week for the crimes they're doing. Eventually, they're gonna have to just say, "Look, this is me." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because we are in the time of revelation. This is why the Lord, Captain Shock said it so eloquently. They bringing out the evidence, and the Lord he bringing out the evidence and saying, "Okay, will you be the judge?"
Right.
Well, then you tell me if what the scriptures say, if he's not the devil, then where and who is he?
That's right.
He putting it on you. Well, if this ain't him, well, then tell me where he at. Who fits the description of this person that I'm describing? He's asking you, and you can't find no one more vicious and cruel than this one, our oppressor right here.
Yeah.
You understand? He's at the top of the pile.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the evil and subtlety, which is why the Bible says he's the most subtle beast of the field. You understand? He's the most subtle reptile out here. And this is what happens. He makes a mistake, no problem. Look at all the service that she did.
Yeah.
When you're supposed to be a public servant and you're supposed to be held accountable when you have the power of life and death, you understand, at your discretion. They don't look at it like that. This is what we under Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian people, which is why it should push you more to seek the face of the Lord, man. You understand? Right. Before this next story we be reading is about you. Salaki.
Man, listen, that last part there, Khan. Man, make sure we ain't reading about you next, man. You come find the UPK, man. Come find Commander GEN.YAHANNA and his soldiers, man. Pay your tithes. Pay your tithes. 10% of all increase and earning come into the priests and prophets of the Lord. Without the Lord, you wouldn't have that slave. Pay your tithes, man. Support the truth. Come now and watch them brothers speak, man. Go down to them classes all over the place. Minnesota, Houston, Mexico City, Canada, everywhere, man. Because listen, the scripture said the devil coming forward not but to steal and destroy. And he doing a good job. Yeah. He doing a good job. This doesn't coexist. That's a good point. Coexist said brothers get more for 10 pieces of cannabis.
That's right.
More time for 10. That's absolutely true. Not trafficking, not a pound. Just enough for you and the homies to get good and blasted. You gotta get in more than 2 years for that. She took a whole man's life.
And a young man too.
Yep.
A young brother.
Young brother.
That song just like who? Like Lamak.
Lamek, yep.
Yeah, just like him.
How the brother pull it? You know, Arawadi or Kazaki could pull the scripture. I think it's what, Genesis 4?
Yeah, I think it's Genesis 4. 4 and think way down to the end
of 10 or somewhere in the teens. Where he said he went to one of his ribs and said, I have killed a man to my wounding, a young man to my hurt.
Yeah.
Like, this is them, man. Like, we can't really afford to be passive in this thing no more and just, you know, be spectators.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We can't like this is the Game of Thrones, and everybody had to throw in, man.
Yeah.
Everybody had to get in there because we the only team that really not playing, and the Lord begging us to get out on the field and play.
That's
it's
right.
just our strategy is not their strategy.
Yeah.
Like, we the game, but our strategy ain't theirs. Like, Putin ready to just end it all.
Yeah.
He ready. Right. NATO and them, they holding on because they want to celebrate Christmas this year. They promise the kids to take them to the Alps next year. Putin don't give a damn. He don't give two dead flies smashed together. He ready. He's like, listen, you all set foot. We ready to go. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. When you ready? What you ready to do?
Yeah. Right. You gotta join the fray.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like I wish I could I don't know if you could put that picture up with the police officer to show you that she looked totally different once she took up that uniform and went into the courtroom. Looked like a different person. It's almost like they have a communication coach or somebody coaching them on how to look and how to go about doing this. Don't wear no makeup. This picture right here and that other picture with her in the courtroom, that does not look like that woman.
Right. And look, the hair is tied back here.
Yeah.
The hair is look more law enforcement type look. And the other one looked more residential, you know, and it's like the hair is let down. You can see even the makeup is different. Like the whole demeanor, they definitely coached her. I believe what you're saying, Captain. I thought it's definitely a whole different. They had to reshape her image.
Yeah,
in the public eye.
The attorneys, her lawyer was more than likely the one to do it because I remember back in New York when I would work at a law firm, you know, we'll have conversations with them. And they would tell me that when they're dealing with people that they have to defend, they also got to coach them to look a certain way so that way the jury can be swayed. Is that the right word? Swayed, you know, to believe whoever they were defending, and that's what this is. This is the definition. The attorneys know the psychology behind everything that they need to present before a jury of her peers, and to make us look, like she was going through heavy depression because, quote unquote, it was a mistake. This is what they have to play. They have to play the violin for her to get 2 years. 2 years of a murder she done did. But what's the name, brother? Browder from the Bronx was the name? Khalif Browder didn't do a crime, but he served 3 years up in Rikers Island. To the point where he got out, he committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? Some years he'll never get back for a crime he ain't never did, which is common in America. How many brothers and sisters went to jail? But what's the name of the 12-year-old brother who was that old black and white picture? Yeah, they got Steiny, right? You know what I'm saying? Died, an innocent brother didn't commit a crime. You know what I'm saying? But she committed a crime and only got 2 years as a slap on the wrist and a diss to every black person, every Latino, Native American Indian. This is America,
Yeah. Listen, you so right out, because okay, like even the image here, like this image with the hair pulled back is to make her in the uniform not appear feminine. It's to make her appear more masculine. To make her look like one of the boys as a man. You get what I mean? That's really what it's for. To make her look like one of the boys as a man. But no, when you go to the other one, when she commit the crime, she could look. You have to respect her as a law enforcement officer, somebody who is not a female. But when she faces judgment, they make sure it's a woman you're judging.
Not a oppressor woman.
Not just a woman, a white woman.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say? So can I say one more thing? Another thing that we cannot fail to recognize is that, like as you said, she's a white woman. Like with us, it's like women ain't so mean like the way the man can be. But as you said, as we can see, with them, it don't matter if it's male or female. Their level of being wicked and evil it far exceeds any virus that ever walked, that ever came on the face of the earth. Like their level of evil outweighs whatever AIDS does, whatever any coronavirus have killed. These people are far dangerous, far worse. There is no immunization for them except Christ. Christ is going to be the immunization shot that the planet Earth needs to get rid of this virus. It's like,
yeah, you're right. You're right. So, like, I think somebody was holding something. Kahana, now, fact.
Holding Genesis 4:20, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, please go ahead. Whoever's gonna break it down.
Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 20. And Adah bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Yeah.
I think you had to skip up. You had to skip up. You probably had to go up, maybe go up 5 verses.
15, sir. Genesis chapter 4, verse 15.
Start at 9. Hold on. Start at. Okay. Start at 23. Salakia.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 23. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt.
And that's exactly how she acts. You see the video with her after she shot the brother, she was on the ground crying, her back, and the officers came and tried to console her. You understand? Because she just killed a young man to his wounding. All right, read on.
If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold Truly, Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
And when she went and sat down with those lawyers, they told her what? You did 26 years. You give 26 years of your life to this state, to this country. You understand? You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. You just go on there, you cry. We're going to make sure, you know what I mean, you look the part. You just follow this script right here and you'll be straight. You understand?
Okay.
And that's exactly what went on with her. It played off well. The judge and all was almost in tears to see.
Right.
You understand? To show you how much this woman played the role good. That's a Hollywood Oscar. Salakia.
So like if I could, it's so heavy because when he read that scripture, he was reminded of his birthright, which is what happens with white people when they get into these type of situations.
Yeah.
They come before a court and they're reminded of their birthright, reminded of who they are, because they know like, oh, I just murdered somebody, I just did this, but they get reminded real quick. The police union get behind them, the Republican Party, everybody gets behind them, and even some black people get behind them and remind them exactly who they are. You understand? So that's just a heavy point, Captain. Not Dr. Lock.
Yeah. That was it.
And when it's just like what the scripture said there, when he said, I have wounded a young man to my hurt. He didn't say he cared nothing about the young man that he killed. He's just concerned that this gonna hurt me.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Damn right. Like, never mind about who got murdered. Like, how's this gonna reflect on me? You know, my career.
It's like he stepped on a nail. Like, I step on a nail to my hurt. Like, forget about the nail. You know what I mean? Like this thing is gonna hurt me. Like killing this young man's fault. Why I'm going to lose my job? Why I'm going to jail? You know, this young man, I'm wounded this young man to my hurt.
And you're so right too, because I could see her saying, why he didn't just listen? Why he didn't just listen? Why he had to run? Why he had to do this? You understand? Like, she would actually blame him for her pulling the wrong weapon.
Listen, now in fact, that's what they did with Philando Castile. You remember the cop cried and said, why didn't you just listen, man?
Right.
Because remember, he said, don't reach for it, and he just let off. He let off so much, the cop on the other side ran. If you go watch over Philando Castile tape, he let off so much into the car, the cop on the other side cleared out. And then he started crying. Like it's his fault. It's crazy.
And you, it's like, if I could, you can't police nobody if you're afraid of everything.
Right.
And how you, like, especially talking about going in the streets, you afraid of everything where you want to police somebody.
Yeah.
And these people right here, man, they can't, they want to be RoboCop, they want to be Judge Dredd. They just, like, people are dying every day because of their incompetence of talking about law enforcement.
Right.
Like, people are dying every day. And because of what? Because these people are supposed to be the administrators of justice in this place. And look at what happens, man. 20-year-old brother, man, lost his life because of her incompetence, man. And she only get, what, 2 years? Like, man, come on, man. It's a shame. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Throughout all this, we haven't heard a peep from Al Sharpton, have we? I may could be wrong, but have we heard anything from Al Sharpton?
I don't think so.
No, we haven't, right? It all plays the same narrative. They killed us.
Salakia, you know why? Because there's a new Al Sharpton, a new Jesse Jackson on the block called Benjamin Crump.
Yeah. That's it.
That's the one who gobbling up all these cases.
Right.
And just, you know what I mean, taking a ton of money to do these cases, and then appearing like, you know what I mean, like he's shocked with the verdict.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely right, sir.
Yeah. That's what Sharps and them doing. They're sitting back because Benjamin Crump now, he's the new civil rights. He's the new man. He's the new face of all these cases. All these high-profile black cases, that's the lawyer that's getting it. That's the same lawyer that went down in North Carolina and had a family took millions of dollars so that they could sweep the story coming out about them, how they killed their father. You know what I mean? The corner the man and shot him in the back of his head. You understand? But that story can't be spoken of because he went down there and got them paid.
Right.
That's why you don't hear nothing about that story.
Yeah,
right. Except in I.S.U.P.K. We're not gonna let it up.
You know? No, you're right.
Yep. And the sister making a good point here. You know, he was pulled over because he had that air freshener hanging from the you know, the rear view mirror.
Yeah.
Most people do. But of course, that's one of those laws that they use to just pull you over. It's one of those gateway laws, like the tints.
Yep.
Like tints.
Like jaywalking.
Jaywalking. That obstruction of vision. Those things are a gateway law. Meaning what? When they pull you over, now they could open the gate into more things. Do you have illegal substances or smell weed, this, that, the other? They don't really care about your tint. They don't really care about, you know, the vision being obstructed or whether you walking in front of a car. This is just how they get in to oppress you. You know what I mean? So, you know, this show tonight was dedicated to the proof that the white man is the devil, the Bible.
That's right.
That's right. All day.
For all this evidence and all these, you know, these reports and these hardcore priests and prophets here to make it visible, you know, plain as they face to see. You know, I mean, we'll be back next week live 9 p.m. You know, for sure. You have to continue, you know, supporting the UPK, paying your tithes. You know what I mean? Go to ISUPK.com. Make sure pay your tithes. Come on, take us away if you don't mind, please.
Come on. Like the captain said, make sure you pay your tithes. You supporting the I.S.U.P.K. We got Commander GEN.YAHANNA show, BLACKWATCH, every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Him along with the generals, the rest of the generals in the school, bringing out the truth, man. They set the tone for the nation, man. So make sure you're doing that. Once again, you know, the UPK, we not number one, we the only one. If you ain't UPK, you in the way. And if you on this channel, if you know we right, you need to hit like. And if you really care, you need to hit share. You understand? And we doing it UPK, we doing it in a major way. You're not gonna want to miss the Passover this year in Florida, man. You need to be there, man. A lot of us and a lot of brothers and sisters didn't fell short, especially out in the world, man. You want to renew your oath. You want to come serve the Lord, man. Be down there with Commander GEN.YAHANNA, man. We're gonna show you how to do it the right way.
Damn right.
Wow.
Right. Listen. So why too, God? Don't forget, you know, every Monday and Thursday live at 7 p.m. Yeah, General Mahaiman at 7 p.m. every Monday and Thursday. You're gonna be live. Again, support the truth, pay your tithes. You have a whole ton of shows. Monday, Bruce Speak at 10 p.m. At 12 noon is Hidden Truth Revealed, Captain Azanaya, out there in Syracuse. Let the Hebrew speak with General 12 Shield General Hazayan every Monday at 10 a.m. And of course, Commander GEN.YAHANNA Monday night, 9 p.m. Wednesday again, Commander GEN.YAHANNA gonna be live at 9 p.m. You know, running down the autopsy of America, man. He did going into different topics, different scandals, different historical research every Wednesday. Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. Let a Hebrew speak. 12 Shield General Mayak. You know what I mean? Jewish Tears on Ice. Jewish Tears on Ice serve cold. General Mayak live every Monday morning, 11 a.m. Thursday night, 7 p.m. Of course, General Mahaiman Scripture Breakdown. 10 p.m. Cross the Line Radio, Ephraim and Judah. Judah and Ephraim, Captain Tazariak and Captain Katiza, throwing down heavy, entertaining, informative, everything you want out of a show. Thursday night, I believe, Eastern time is like what, 1 a.m., but it's like 10 p.m. West Coast time. What's the West Coast radio show? One West Radio. One West Radio with Captain Gadalha, Captain Kwamwa, all out there, Sabawan, Ashko, all the heavy hitters out there on the West Coast, rocking that San Andreas fault, man. It ain't no fault over there, though. Ain't no fault over there. You know what I mean? Friday, you have Unplugged from the Matrix with I.S.U.P.K down there in North Carolina. And he's around, I think, 2 p.m. or 12 noon, somewhere around that time. Then you have 4 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. GMT time. You have On the Ends for across the pond. Your Captain Parashia, Officer Karathia, your host was Officer Dumgava. And of course, you had the Balsar segment with Officer Quatters. They have a real good show. Y'all check it out. I'll be on there next week. What else we have? Saturday night, we here live 9 p.m. Tell a family, tell a friend. 9 p.m. we here live. And Sunday, Wrong Linens out. You have Captain Kahana and Officer Awanyala down there with Boot Up or Shut Up. Shut your white mouth. We need to make a radio. Shut your white.
We got to sample that and put it on Echo.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, man, shut your white mouth. You know what I mean? It's about Shut Up Radio, reporting live from hell. You know what I mean? Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Holding it down. Captain Masham over here with the UK brothers. Listen, them brothers getting their rest. It's going to be hell on that field tomorrow, bro. I ain't going to sleep. I got some good stuff here, brother. I'm coming like a missile tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? Yeah, big up Captain Attack down there in North Carolina, holding down the Carolina. You know what I mean? Big up Captain Kahan, fresh out of camp, coming through. All the brothers fresh out of camp. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, Captains Ashapariam and Captains Akin. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a very old. Love these two brothers, like my right and my left hand. Officer Kiswaka, Officer Arawadia.
That's right.
We'll see you all next week again, man. Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The week of Passover is packed with exciting events, hosted by the I.S.U.P.K and Commanding General Yahanna. On Tuesday, a deep sea fishing trip with the generals. Arrival and boarding time at 7:30 a.m. The boat leaves at 8 a.m. sharp. Then on Wednesday, April 13th, join us for the annual lamb slaughter from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., making sure the children of Israel have fresh lamb for the Passover. Then, after that, the I.S.U.P.K is having a fish fry from 4 p.m. until, which will lead to the scripture breakdown class with General Mahina. Then, on Thursday morning, Hebrew Academy participants will see if they have what it takes to endure the Hebrew Academy trials. Commanding General Yahanna has something special lined up for the children with a children's party from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Come join Commanding General Yahanna on Cocoa Beach as we renew our oath unto the Lord.
Because he's supposed to understand the power of the Most High that would destroy him and will destroy him. Real soon. Read. That assuredly, knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, they might afterward be of good cheer. You hear that? They was of good cheer, came along with the Lord as one, and became of good cheer while tens of thousands of Egyptians died. I know y'all don't like to talk about this, but you better put this war spirit back in you, Israel. You better get that spirit back in you, man. You better get that spirit of warfare back in you, because the Lord gonna put blood on the streets of America and around this world, brother.
Followed by a hotel ballroom, all black and Hebrew Academy dinner from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then, on Friday, April 15th at 5 p.m. Join us for the Lord's annual Passover as commanded in the scriptures at 5 p.m. sharp. On Saturday, April 16th, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's right, we're going to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Commanding General Yohanna has it all lined up for you, Israel. Come keep the Lord's Passover. Shalom.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Counterflow your dishes, pots, and sports knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment room and a hotel room. You know what I mean? This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grades. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck. You can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud. Straight up out the